ladies and gentlemen, boys, girls, angry faithful of all ages. This is Nerd Sports, episode 206. The Mountain Man, well, he's MIA. He might be here later. He might not. We're not going to get ourselves sideways this week by assuming he's going to be someplace or another. He might be stuck in traffic because the national championship game for men's or NCAA men's basketball is in San Antonio tonight. So, we'll give him some grace. But without further ado, I'm going to turn things over temporarily to our esteemed producer, David Dickerman, for this week's Weird Sport.
This was a funny one. This is well, that was almost bad. Anyways, it is beer drinking, one-armed boxing. Because I guess, he's there.
Oh my God. It's the Jacka.
Gentlemen, he's back.
I said that you were going to be late, possibly because traffic for the men's basketball game tonight.
Yes, it is stupid, and there was a wreck on 35, believe it or not, and they had one upper level shut down for a while. So
on 30,
it was interesting getting home.
Dude, check about this weird sport for this week. It's one-armed boxing, but you drink beer.
I mean,
I'm down.
What else would you do with your other arm?
Yeah.
Do you get like points deducted if you knock the beer out of the other guy's hand?
You know what? That would be a good question.
That would be a good question.
I mean, I could totally see that happening.
Okay. So, we're going to start baseball news off this week talking about Vladimir Guerrero Jr.
What happened with him?
He and the Toronto Blue Jays came to an agreement for a 14-year, $500 million extension. He will be in Toronto for the rest of his career.
That's
hey, you know what?
$500
million broken up over 14 years. Whatever.
At least he's getting paid.
I mean, is that 500 Canadian or 500 American US dollars? That's what I want to know.
That's a good point right there.
I don't know.
Does the tariff apply to that? I don't know.
Well, half his pay is going to be gone anyway.
Right? Yeah, I mean, he's an American-born player.
Well, right? It's an American product.
Yeah, it's an American product. So, I mean, they got to be
saying.
Yeah. I mean, be fucking consistent, Canada. I mean, if you're going to boycott American products, why the hell are you still showing up at the ballpark?
They should get rid of their teams immediately.
I mean, you can keep the Toronto Raptors and Drake.
Yeah, we don't care.
That's fine. You can keep them. But, yeah, I mean.
So we're talking about shit that we care about.
And theoretically, shouldn't they be paying a tariff on the Stanley Cup now?
I'm saying.
I mean, I can't think of the last Canadian team that's won it. And they invented the sport. So
that would be funny if this year.
Canadians didn't invent it.
Maybe the Russians.
I don't think the Russians did either. We're going to find out. Now I want to know.
Minds want to know.
That's important shit.
That would be funny if the Blue Jays and the NHL won the Stanley Cup. They win the Stanley Cup and they win the pennant. And and as soon as it's like, hey, you can have this, but you have to pay the tariff. I think that would be funny. Are y'all both looking for the who?
No, I'm not. I'm looking at something here. Okay.
Oh shit! It was invented recorded indoor ice hockey match in Montreal.
So they did invent it.
But no, because it says here, okay, the roots of ice hockey can be traced back to stick and ball games played on ice in various cultures, including those in Europe and North America.
Okay.
So it's not, he's credited with organizing the first recorded indoor ice hockey match in Montreal in 1875. And he's a lawyer too. What the hell? Come on, Canada. Give your fucking balls a tug.
Fucking tip fuckers, man.
I'm saying. So it's recognized as the birthplace of organized ice hockey, but that is not. It traces its roots back.
You can come up in the yard, but don't park up on the laneway.
Exactly.
More hands makes for less work, people. Come on. All right. So there was some pretty decent baseball being played over the weekend.
Go Rangers.
What now?
I said go Rangers. They're off to a good start.
Yeah, y'all are. You're all after a great start. The Red Sox exploded offensively over the weekend, though.
Seen it.
It combined 36 runs during a 3-game series against the St. Louis Cardinals, including an 18-run outburst last night on national television. Now, to be fair, I was one of these
Can't be mad at that.
Rafael Devers needs to pull his head out of his butt. Blah, 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 blah. Rafael Devers has turned the page and has become one of the hottest hitters in baseball. And what I think is funny in a move that this week, Major League Baseball named their players of the week, both of whom are former Astros in the form of Kyle Tucker for the Cubs and Alex Bregman, who plays third base for the Boston Red Sox. So,
I mean,
yeah.
Oh my God.
What?
Okay, I'm getting our Nerd Sports page so I can talk on it on X, and the first thing that pops up is a meme that says, "Mommy's food does suck, Daddy. Thank you for hitting her."
oh,
I've seen that.
damn.
I saw that on Twitter.
That feels unnecessary.
Well, over the weekend, the Red Sox, in keeping with the theme of offensive explosions, 18 extra base hits over the weekend, including 14 doubles and 4 home runs. And you want to talk about a big boy home run? Alex Bregman teed off on his first Red Sox Fenway home run. Straight away, fucking dead center. The little flagpole that's up there, dead center, just above the garage.
Yeah.
And batter's eye, he hit that.
Nice.
On the fly. I'm like, yo.
Can't be mad at that.
Hell no, I can't be mad at that at all. The Cardinals, they were a strike away from winning the first game of the doubleheader on Sunday, and they ended up losing it in extras. I mean, the Cardinals came into town being one of the hottest teams in baseball, and now, I mean, their bullpen's been beat to shit. I mean, oh, it was rough. I thought we were going to see a position player for Sunday night. I'm like, damn.
That's rough.
Hey, real quick, the player that got an 80-game suspension for PED violation.
I'm going over that. Do you just fucking slow your roll there, dickhead? Golly, swear. Jumping the damn shark.
It's not jumping the shark. It's still baseball.
Yeah, but you're all like, you're
Well,
gonna go over it because if you're not gonna go over it, I'm gonna go over it. Oh my gosh. Shut up.
There's a progression to things.
Called ebb and flow.
You're
Dave.
jumping the line.
We've been doing this for 206 episodes. You would think that you'd got it figured out by now.
No.
But no.
Maybe by 207.
No.
I'm not holding my breath.
307?
307.
Maybe.
Maybe. Gotta have faith.
When we record 308, check back with me. I'll let you know.
Right. I'll make a note.
Right. Okay, so let me see here. I'm just trying to find a reputable. There we go. Let's go to MLB.com for that. Jurickson Profar, one of the failed Rangers.
Yep.
He was suspended for 80 games for violating the league's PED policy. Oh yeah. It came to him and they were like, "Oh, you need to pee in this cup," and you burned a hole in it.
You were right to the bottom.
And they made it very uncomfortable too, right? You know, they got some like aging E6 to like stand in the fucking bathroom with him and like peep over the wall.
Damn, they went full meat gazer on him.
Oh, full meat gazer. I mean, the dude was there. He was there in his OCPs, you know, and he was just like, he's standing there, you know, with his arms crossed. You know how they don't fully cross their arms? They just tuck their fingertips into their armpits and they just stand there.
Yep.
Put their weight back on their heels.
Oh yeah.
He's just looking, right? He's like, "Don't be flicking nothing in that damn sample."
Did he make it really weird and offer to hold it?
You know what? Jurickson Profar doesn't wear a pearl necklace like Jock Peterson does, so I'm willing to bet that he didn't. There was no Diddy there.
No Diddy.
No Diddy. But this is from the byline is Mark Bowman from MLB.com. Braves manager Brian Stiniker. Yes, I said that correctly. Stiniker. David would have said stinker. Stiniker had just finished his breakfast Monday morning when he learned that the team will spend the next 3 months without suspended Jurickson Profar. Suddenly losing 4 straight to begin the season wasn't the veteran skipper's chief concern. Yeah, it better be your damn chief concern. I mean, whoo! You get out to an 0-10 start, somebody gonna be
that's pretty bad that isn't your chief.
You're gonna have some wee people under your seat with some tiki torches.
No wee people.
You know, because I don't want us to get Dr. Ding for saying the M word. Oh, look, Callie's making an appearance on the show. Hey, pretty dog. Spoke to the guys. Spoke to Jurickson this afternoon also. Quote, "We hate it for him and our club and our team, but Major League Baseball has their program and we honor that. We're just going to afford an opportunity for somebody else for 80 days. So how this translates out is that we're going to fuck somebody else's rookie, timer up, big league club timer, and send them back down after 80 days, and then maybe rule 5 of them later on. You know."
Yeah. Ugh.
MLB announced that Profar received the 80-game suspension after testing positive for HCG, performance-enhancing substance that is in violation of the league's joint drug prevention and treatment program. The suspension for the 32-year-old Profar, who signed a 3-year, $42 million deal with the Braves in January, will run through the end of June. Now, should the Braves qualify for the postseason this year, Profar will not be eligible to play.
Let me ask you something.
Yeah.
Do you think, and I already know the answer, that it would never go through because of the collective bargaining agreement, but do you think it would be a good idea for professional sports in general, not just baseball, because this is an issue throughout professional sports, whenever you have contracts, you know, because they have these high dollar contracts, they're now paying this guy $40-something million to sit on the fucking bench.
Yeah.
Do you think there should be stipulations in the contract that would provide penalties for these long suspensions, or any suspension, really?
Well,
isn't there a couple of them?
I think there's a stipulation that if you don't play, you don't get paid. Now, unless you're now, this is obviously, you know, if you're not playing because of injury, yeah, you're going to get paid. But I think unless there's specific language put into,
but I'm saying
unless there's specific language put into that contract that states that he won't get paid if he's not playing, willing to bet that he's going to get paid. But yeah, if
I, for one, would like to see that start happening.
I would
To
like
start
that as well.
incentivizing players
Yeah,
to behave.
because at this point, I mean, really, you cheat, you come back, you're better
Yeah,
than you were before you cheated. I mean,
exactly.
he wasn't exactly knocking the cover off the ball. He wasn't making a name for himself. You know, I mean, obviously his club had lost 4 straight going into that morning. But, you know, I'm sitting there going,
Was it?
yeah, I would like, I'm sorry, David.
Wasn't there a weird thing to do with the steroids though? It was actually like he had some kind of sickness that he was getting over, and it was antibiotic. I mean, and it was
HCG is the newest, latest and greatest craze in getting over the common cold. No.
Yeah, no, that's, I believe it's like a synthetic steroid or something like that.
Yeah, it's a growth hormone. I mean, do was cheating as the day is long. So
Yeah, there's no way that you can explain that one away.
I honestly can't wait till Extreme Sports comes out, because that basically they're hands out, they're doing steroids and everything. That's
Like, you would be encouraged.
game. Yeah,
I like the Daniel Tosh bit where he talks about I say let these guys do as many drugs as humanly possible. You know, I mean, you're not
Like
going
all
to
of
past
them.
the age of 40 anyway,
I mean, that's got a point. Yeah.
right? So, I mean, I want to see a guy hit a ball 600 feet.
Oh my God, right?
But the Braves are going to have to replace him in left field. So the Braves are going to need to find someone else to fill the lead-in spot or leadoff spot until Ronald Acuna Jr. returns from injury. Now, Stuart Fairchild, who was acquired from the Reds for cash on Monday morning, will fly with will team with Jarrett Kelenic, Brian De La Cruz, and Michael Harris II to serve as the Braves outfielders for now. Now, Alex Verdugo, who signed late in the spring training, is still a few weeks from being ready. Now, Acuna likely won't return from knee surgery until May. But hey, you know what? That's good, because that answered another question that I had, is like, where the hell did Alex Verdugo go? Because, he had that oh so successful stint in a Yankees uniform after talking shit about the Red Sox when he left, when they were like, yeah, we're gonna release you because you're kind of like ass in the locker room. Then he goes to New York, and the Yankees are like, swing a bat, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
But
That's
I
what it boils down to.
had to shave my beard, and it's like I look like shit. I'm like, well, that's because we have archaic grooming standards around here. I mean, what are you gonna say? What are you gonna do, right?
Yeah.
Shut up and pocket the money.
Right. But I mean, me personally, I would take the King Griffey Jr. route. If the Yankees were the only team offering me a contract, I'd retire.
Yeah.
I mean, what's the purpose of gaining the whole world if you're only going to lose your soul? So,
So proud of you.
I mean, it's written into the DNA. I mean, come on, guy. The problem with putting up 18, almost 20 runs the night before is the fact that your offense is too fucking tired to go out and do their jobs the next day. It's the top of the 7th, and Toronto's winning 5-1. But I'm like, okay. It's a long season, folks. Hold on to your butts. Let me see here. Blake Snell, the Wonder Boy, the greatest pitcher since fucking Shohei Ohtani. He was placed on the 15-day injured list with left shoulder inflammation ahead of Sunday's 8-7 loss to the Phillies for the Dodgers. Now, the Dodgers did recall right-hander Matt Sauer from AAA Oklahoma City as the corresponding move. Per Dave Roberts, Snell will be throwing a bullpen session on Sunday and felt soreness in his shoulder. He later underwent an MRI that revealed inflammation, but otherwise came back clean. The 32-year-old left-hander's IL placement is backdated to Thursday. the day after his most recent start, and he is expected to miss 2 starts at a minimum. Quote, I just think if you're not going to finish your bullpen, Roberts said, that's pretty much a tell-all to then kind of nip it, or to kind of nip whatever's going on in his eyes. Now, let's just think about the simplistic logic that Dave Roberts employs there. You got a guy who you're paying millions and millions and millions of millions of dollars to pitch, and he says something's not right and walks away from a bullpen session where there's no live pitching. You think something's wrong? You think maybe you might want to go get that checked out? You know,
That
would have
should
to
tell
think,
you right there that there's something massively wrong.
you would have to think that at some point the insurance industry is going to start coming out with a product to insure these contracts against injury.
That will never happen. But
Well, no, because the insurance company or insurance industry would lose its ass.
oh yeah, that's the whole point.
Yeah.
And,
no,
and
it
most
would,
importantly-
no, because they would jack those premiums on those things.
Oh, yeah.
freaking
Well,
high.
And if recent history is any kind of indication, specifically for the Anaheim or the Los Angeles Angels and the Dodgers, just before the height of the summer, you know, the dog days of summer start stretching themselves out, State Farm is going to probably come in and cancel all their policies anyway.
Yeah.
Well, no, they can't even get policies.
David, for fuck's sake, it was a joke.
Oh,
The State Farm canceled all of the homeowners policies in the Pacific Palisades just before the fires.
yeah, I know.
That was that. You know what, Dave? Just go fucking play in traffic, dude. Sweet God.
Fucking spare parts.
Spare us to parts, dude. Shut up. Don't even say nothing.
Okay.
Wouldn't you like to know, producer boy?
Well, I was going to talk a little bit of football news. See, you know, and he leaves, and then it fucks up everything. I gotta change that shit back. You know, it's like,
Fucked up the whole, and then he's gonna come back in. It's gonna fuck it all back up again, all over.
yeah, that's why I'm not moving the cursor. So,
Yep,
you know,
I wouldn't either.
see yourself back in. Oh,
There you
yeah,
go.
thank
See?
you. All right.
And he put himself in the corner where he belongs. Everybody puts baby in the corner.
Chris,
No one puts baby in the corner.
Chris, wake up the gimp.
Nice.
All right. In hockey news, the great one was tied and surpassed by Alex Ovechkin Ovechkin. Ovechkin. Yeah, there we go. I said it right. Woo,
There you go.
look at me. 895 career goals, and the season's not over, folks.
And he was there to see it too.
Yeah,
The great one was
Wayne
there.
Gretzky, he said that when he broke the record, the guy that he broke the record, whose record he broke, was there. He said, "I'm going to be there if mine's ever broke."
Absolutely. Good on him.
And-
And that's
and, you know-
that's pure class.
Yeah, and to Ovi's, class, the game that he tied the record at, the other team pulled their goalie and it was an open net.
Uh-huh.
Ovechkin was like, "No, I'm not doing it that way."
Yeah, no, hell no. That's not how you want to do it.
No.
That's a competitor, man. Yeah, I got massive respect for that.
Well, what would happen on something like that is they would go, well, the only reason why you broke the record is because I had an open goal.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah, no, he was like, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it right. So, yeah, I mean, I saw that and I was like, man, that's fucking awesome right there, dude.
Right?
Imagine 895 goals in hockey.
no, damn.
That
Yeah.
is beyond impressive.
I mean, going
I mean,
on
how,
statistics of you have what 165 games a year or less.
oh, God, no.
No. Let me see here.
I think they got, what, 60 something? 65, 68?
82.
82. Still 82 games, and you're racking up that many goals.
Well, he's been playing for years.
Yeah, it takes that long to get him.
Yeah.
But still, how long did that record
He did
stand?
it with one team. He did it with one team.
Yeah.
Mm.
I was saying, how long did that record stand before somebody finally
Yeah,
let alone break it?
And it took him one less game to get there than it did for Wayne Gretzky.
No way.
Yeah. I saw that stat line somewhere over the weekend. I thought that was pretty damn impressive. Before we do Colin's segment, I kind of want to jump into a story that broke over the weekend. Let me see here. Okay. Lamar Jackson, the quarterback for the Baltimore Ravens, decided that he somehow, not having won a single Super Bowl, has earned the right to claim the number 8.
What?
Oh, wait, there's more. This is Fox News. Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Lamar Jackson find themselves in a court battle over the famed number 8. Now, for those of you who have been around for more than 15 seconds, know that growing up, Dale Earnhardt Jr. was synonymous with the number 8 Budweiser Chevrolet from Dale Earnhardt Incorporated. Right, that number made him famous. That number had been ran in the Earnhardt family for 3 generations. Ralph Earnhardt, Dale Earnhardt's dad, used to drive the number 8. Dale himself drove the number 8 periodically in what was then the Busch Grand National Series, which is today's Xfinity Series. And then Dale Earnhardt Jr. Now, when Dale Earnhardt Jr. went to Hendrick Motorsports, and Wicked Witch of the East, Teresa Earnhardt, the infamous stepmother. I mean, we're not talking like Corey Chase type stepmother stuff.
Yeah.
No, we're talking your stereotypical. Well, not your stereotypical. We're talking your disservice to the title stepmother, right?
We're talking Disney stepmom.
Yes, Disney stepmom. Thank you so much coming in from left field. Look at you. This is what I appreciate about you.
Is that all you appreciate about me?
Yes.
Oh, look, a door. So she just recently let the trademark on that number 8, that particular font, expire. So Dale Earnhardt Jr. and his sister, who owned Junior Motorsports, swooped in and paid for the trademark fees and everything like that to assume ownership of that stylized 8.
Mm-hmm.
They were running a boxier 8 on their Xfinity on one of their Xfinity cars. Now, back in 2019, Lamar Jackson filed a trademark registration for Era 8 and Era 8 by Lamar Jackson. Now, Era being ERA, right? Like fucking Taylor Swift.
Right, yeah.
Now, Dale Jr., however, is now attempting to trademark the number itself, stylized in the fashion it was on his car. He filed that application last December. In a notice of opposition, Jackson said that he is widely associated with the number 8 due to his notoriety and fame, along with his promotion of this number in his trademarks and in media coverage, that he could be damaged by Earnhardt Jr.'s registration. Okay. First off, Dale Earnhardt Jr. won his first Cup Series race while you were still playing with fucking blocks on the floor of your mom's living room. Dipshit. Yeah.
I'm sorry, but nobody that sees that font thinks anything else but Dale Jr.
This is
Yeah.
true.
I don't know if
Nobody.
you saw my post on Facebook today, but right, you know, you can get those customized jerseys and stuff like from NFL.com.
Yeah.
Somebody got a Ravens jersey, right,
Mm.
with the number 8 on it, and it says Dale Jr. on the back.
That's awesome.
I would do that.
Oh yeah.
I would order that and send it to Dale Jr. But the quarterback also said that the driver's registration falsely suggests a connection between the two. See, this is what happens when you are so pumped up by the backwards fans that call the Ravens their own. When the quarterback that they're standing behind has not brought them a Super Bowl. Because for whatever reason, he cannot figure out, even in the regular season, cannot figure out the Patrick Mahomes conundrum.
Nope.
But it goes on. Jackson has expended considerable time, effort, and expense in promoting, advertising, and popularizing the number 8 in connection with his personality and fame, as well as with the trademark applications and registrations referenced above. Now, with the result that relevant purchasing, the relevant purchasing public has come to know, rely upon, and recognize Jackson's trademarks as very strong indicators of the source of Jackson's products involved in connection with his marks. The filing reads, Jackson has established valuable goodwill in his registrations and applications featuring the number 8. Okay. Now, thus the quarterback has, quote, requested that Earnhardt Jr.'s application be refused registration. Now, in his NASCAR career, Dale Jr. won 2 Daytona 500s, back-to-back Xfinity Series championships, which was back then, it was known as the Busch Series. Now, this is not Jackson's first time defending his trademark. He found himself in a familiar battle with Troy Aikman last year, who tried to trademark the word 8.
See, that's too much too.
I don't know. Maybe not. Only because of the basic fact that you want to have that guy's not really liked.
But here's the thing. Okay. Dale Jr. was not trying to trademark the number 8. He was just trying to trademark a stylized version of it, the same font that ran on his DEI car during his time with that team.
Right.
That's
Okay.
all he was trying to do.
It was very narrow, very specific. It wasn't a generalized.
It was a very, it was a surgically perfect spectrum.
Yes.
Lamar Jackson out there, on the other hand, is like his Baltimore, cohorts with a sawed-off shotgun, just blasting shit on the wall and hoping that it sticks.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, there was a dispute resolution. Now, it looks like Dale Earnhardt Jr. has waved the red flag in a short-lived trademark dispute, but Dale Jr. announced Friday on social media that he has secured the right to the stylized version of the number 8 and will abandon the original number 8 logo used by Earnhardt Jr.'s JR Motorsports. Now, this decision came 2 days after Jackson filed an opposition claim with the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office. And he says, we're looking forward to the remainder of an already successful season. Now, if you look at let me see if I can present here. Share screen. Allow. Yeah, we're going to allow. Shut up. Okay. Now, let me see if I can get in here and blow this up a little bit. Okay, so this 8 here, this stylized 8, that's the one that ran on the number 8 Budweiser car. That's the one that he was going for. Is the one that he had to fight tooth and nail and eventually waited for the trademark to expire from Teresa Earnhardt before he bought it.
Right.
Okay. This is the number 8 that they were running on the car for the last, 3 or 4 seasons at JR Motorsports. They've used that number 8 since 2019.
Yeah. Just-
This 8 and the 8 that's on the front, or that that's on Lamar Jackson's jersey, don't even look alike.
Not even close.
Not
No.
even close. So, it I'm just, when I read that, I was like, are you insane? Like, are we living in a bizarro world? I mean, what's going on here? I mean, tell me that you're not an ass clown without telling me that you're actually an ass clown. And you know what? I think Lamar Jackson won that day. I mean, I really do. I think he won that day. Now he's worn the number 8 since his college days at Louisville. Previously registered the trademark Era 8 by Lamar Jackson. Blah blah blah. Let's see here. Now, the trademark review for a challenge can take more than a year. Now, if the U.S. Patent and Trademark Appeal Board would have denied Earnhardt, Jackson could have sued him if he had used it for merchandising. Well, guess what? It's on countless numbers of diecast cars,
So many.
including the one that I fucking bought when we went a couple of years ago.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that.
Now, it's not the first time he tried to stop another athlete from filing. Like I said, and before he fought Troy Aikman on it. When asked about the dispute last summer, Lamar Jackson said, quote, "We're going to keep this about football. That's outside noise. We're sticking with camp football, and that's it." So, it's like he didn't want to answer questions about him being just an overly entitled bitch. And at the end of the day, that's what it boils down to. Nobody's encroaching upon your trademark. Nobody's encroaching upon your 8. To be completely honest, if you tried to trademark the stylized font, then the team that signs your paychecks might have a little bit of a beef with that, because that's the font they use on all their jerseys.
Right.
Now, I'm kind of wondering what's going to happen if and when Lamar Jackson's football career comes to a screeching halt and they hand that number off to somebody else. I mean, I don't really see, unless Lamar Jackson goes on this like Brady-esque run of Super Bowls, I don't see them retiring his number.
Oh, God.
Because the last time that a quarterback won a Super Bowl for the Baltimore Ravens, they released him the following year. He didn't even play for him the next year. Trent Dilfer, if I'm not mistaken, or Matt Hasselbeck, one of the two. They won a Super Bowl with him, and they weren't even on the team the next year.
Yeah, he is not a franchise player.
No. So, I mean, I know there's going to be those Baltimore Raven fans out there. They're going to be like, "Oh, bro, you don't know what you're talking about." Look, it's A, my show. B, stay in your fucking lane. Nobody asked your opinion. You don't like my opinion? Fine. Change the fucking channel. Go somewhere else. And that's the beautiful thing about the freedom of speech. Yes, I have the right to say whatever I want. You have the right to say whatever you want within the limits of the law. We also have the right to ignore each other. Or we can just simply and peacefully agree to disagree. When I see the number 8, I associate that with Dale Earnhardt Jr., but that's just because I'm a race fan. Okay? I see the number 15, I either think Dustin Pedroia or Kevin Millar. I mean, I associate numbers with people. Like 34, that's David Ortiz. 12, who does 12 make you think of? Tom fucking Brady, right?
Mm-hmm.
42, Mario Rivera and Jackie Robinson. So, we can't get so caught up in this that the number is so much bigger than the person, right? It always has been and it always will be. But I don't know.
But again, it's not even about the number itself. It's the font.
Yeah. I mean,
that
really.
is that question here.
Yeah. And so I don't know. It's to me, it's just it's a bit of an overreach. It's asking too much from too little. And I'm just, I don't know. I'm so over the whole, I'm going to take my ball and go home if you don't do what I ask. It's stupid. But anyway, so Colin, you ready for your segment tonight? I can't hear you, bud. Turn your microphone up.
Hello?
There we go.
There you go.
All right, you ready?
Yarp.
Yarp.
Rising from the smoke and haze of desolation comes a Spartan. He is bent on wronging that which has been set right. It's the greatest genetic code ever to exist here for your ears and eyes to feast upon. Spartan Colin, I hope you're bringing the smoke tonight. Someone get me a joke.
Now, I only have one joke, but
As long as it's a banger like last week, that was pretty good.
it's absolute. It's just foul.
Okay.
You know, Jared from Subway started his career the same way he ended it. Trying to get into smaller pants.
Oh.
That's
He's not wrong, folks.
oh no.
I mean,
He may not be right, but he is not wrong.
well done, sir. Well done.
That was a good one. Hell yeah.
Yeah, see, there we go. All right.
Hmm.
I had to do a factory reset on the board this weekend or last week. And I downloaded the latest firmware for the board and it threw a bunch of default sounds on there. And I'm like, oh, stop the presses. And I've even got one for Dave, and it's not the one that you think. It's not that one. I'm gonna hold that one close to the vest.
That's a classic.
I'm gonna wait for the perfect moment. I'm gonna wait for that perfect moment. Okay.
This magic moment.
This guy knows what it's all about. I mean, yes, that magic.
I know what's up.
You got something for us, David?
No.
No? You sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
He seems so much smaller when he's in the corner. I don't know. It's just like I'm used to him being in the top.
It's one of the most insanely idiotic things I've ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
It's a good movie.
What's even better about that is he ad-libbed that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, the
No.
may God have mercy on your soul part was
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't know.
Dude, I was watching this video, and this is a completely off topic, but for some reason it made me think about it. They were talking about the origins. It was a TikTok video, and it was the origins of Bad Boys.
Yeah.
You know who they originally had slated, and they actually had them cast to be in that movie instead of Will
Wasn't it,
Smith and Martin Lawrence
It was Dana Carvey and
John Lovitz.
John Lovitz. Yeah.
Oh, I would have loved that.
Oh yeah.
And they ended up they couldn't make it work because
Oh, you know what would have been an
they
even
kept
better,
rewriting the script and they couldn't make it work.
a better pairing would have been Rob Schneider and Cat Williams.
Oh God. Dude, I would still love to see something like that happen with the two of them. That would be crazy.
Oh, we did.
I would love that.
We have actually. I want to see that the new Naked Gun.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Let
Let me get through the NASCAR stuff first, and then we'll talk about Naked Gun.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So, Denny fucking Hamlin fell into a damn victory at Darlington yesterday. William Byron dominated the fuck out of that race. He set a brand new laps led record, consecutive laps led record, 236 consecutive laps
Mm.
without giving up. I mean, his car was dialed in, and something was up. There's rumors going around that Denny Hamlin was actually caught speeding on pit road for that last pit stop, which got him out front, but NASCAR did not enforce it.
Mm.
Yeah, so there's a bunch of people going off about that. I usually don't like to jump on the black helicopter crowd, a bandwagon, but I don't know. I mean, if the documentation is there should have been something, right? But the race played out the way that it played out. It is what it is. We move on to next week. Let me see here the results. Of course, Fuckboy won. William Byron did come in second. Christopher Bell, Tyler Reddick, and Ryan Blaney round out your top 5. You got Chris Buescher, Ross Chastain, Chase Elliott, Ty Gibbs, and Kyle Busch rounding out the top 10. In 11th, you had Austin Cindric, Zane Smith, Joey Logano, Todd Gilliland, Daniel Suarez, Ty Dillon, Eric Jones, AJ Allmendinger, Noah Gragson, and Shane Van Gisbergen round out your top 20. There was a lot of people giving Kyle Larson a bunch of crap because he spun himself out on lap 3 of the race, did a considerable amount of damage to the front of the car. Now, under last year's damaged vehicle policy, once the car goes behind the wall, it's done for the day. However, the rule is now you've got a limited amount of time on pit road to fix the car, but you have unlimited amount of time to try to fix the car behind the wall in the garage. Now, once that is done, you have 3 laps to make it to minimum speed. It took Kyle Larson. He was off of the track. He was like 163 laps down. And they got him out there, and he less than a lap. He was up to minimum speed. And he was running. And the point was to get him out there to earn 1 point, to advance 1 position. Because JJ Yaley, he only ran 30 laps. And so, he, excuse me, he got out there and he ran, he ran 122 laps yesterday, and he made contact with Bubba Wallace. Rather, Bubba Wallace made contact with him, and he spun out, bringing out the final caution, which ultimately set it up for Denny Hamlin to do a green-white checker, kind of a sprint to the finish kind of a thing.
By the way, I believe that second part that Bubba Wallace hit him.
Yeah, Bubba Wallace. I mean, this dude. I mean, he's running better. He's got a different crew chief this year, but I think when it boils down, when it comes all down to it, I think Michael Jordan at the end of the season is just going to finally tell him, "Hey, look, man, you're going to have to find an opportunity somewhere else because I got to find somebody to fill the seat." Because Michael Jordan can't continue to justify spending money on this team when the victories just aren't coming. I mean, Tyler Reddick had a shot at it yesterday, but without the wins, you're just
or even the attempt to wins. If you can make
it's not that they're not attempting. I mean, they're out there doing what they can, and they've definitely got equipment that can do it. I just think that Bubba Wallace doesn't have the skill set available. Well, he's got the skill set. I think his talent is Xfinity level at best. And, yes, he's a cup winner. One of those wins was actually legitimate. Talking about the Kansas race a couple of years ago that he won, not the Talladega one that, they handed him. But, Bubba Wallace, he needs to be refined a little bit. I mean, give him a couple of years down in the Xfinity series, then bring him back up. But the contracts aren't going to allow them to do that, and so unfortunately, I mean, even at the beginning of the year, Bubba Wallace was talking about maybe possibly hanging it up because he's just not winning. He's not having fun anymore. And they're getting better results consistently, but we're only like 8 races into the season. So whose phone is doing that? Is that David? Is that your phone?
No.
Somebody's phone's like vibrating or something. Anyway,
Mine's in my hand.
next week is the Food City 500 at Bristol Motor Speedway, the last great Coliseum. That is a 500 lap event, 266.5 miles. That race will be Sunday, April 13th. Oh, and by the way, gentlemen, as a programming note, Monday, April 14th is our very own Colin's birthday. He will be 16.
Hey,
He will be 16 for episode 207.
nice.
So yeah, I don't know, Colin. Are you you think you're gonna be able to sneak away long enough to be on the show?
Probably. I mean, it's a Monday, so I'll have school.
Right on. Okay, that's what's up. So you're gonna have to suck it up. You're gonna have to get the rendition of "Happy Birthday" in its off-key glory from the family down here, as well as the obligatory "Happy Birthday" rendition from us. 16. He's going to be 16, guys.
Mm.
He's gonna be able to drive himself down to Houston.
Oh no. I've got to teach him. I got to teach him how to drive on 45.
That's gonna take some time.
If he can drive on 45 in Houston, he can drive in DFW.
He can drive literally anywhere.
Yeah.
Even
Yeah,
in,
but at the same time, DFW's worse than Houston.
nah.
Well,
In some ways,
yeah, in some ways it just in Houston they think that they're in, NASCAR. Dallas, they think that they're in NASCAR demolition derby.
This is true.
Plus, just navigating there is a freaking nightmare.
Oh yeah. No, you give me 10, 610, 45, 288 all day long down here. Yeah, absolutely. There, it's 287, 35, 287, 820, then 287, all the way back to 45. It's like,
I think the world's worst one though is still Atlanta.
yeah, no, you ain't getting me to drive in Atlanta. Fuck that. No, absolutely.
I
not.
did that one time, and it wasn't even rush hour, and I was done.
I seen
Well-
somebody in the fetal position after they did that, and I was like, nah, I'm good.
Well, when I got off the plane at Atlanta, we caught a charter bus for Fort Benning.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. This was in the middle of the fucking night, right? I mean, like literally the stroke of midnight. And we're just like, yeah, no. I mean, these bus drivers kept it together though. They flew it. I mean, they drove in formation. It was great. It was wonderful. It was big convoy. It was awesome.
Fluid formation.
Yeah. I mean, I just imagine like, driving past all the projects and ghettos and, the more upscale side of Atlanta and everybody, popping, getting highway pops, and might as well just be flat clouds going off everywhere.
Yeah.
But the race will be at 3:00 Eastern, 2:00 Central. You will catch that race on FS1, PRN, your Performance Racing Network, or your SiriusXM Channel 90 on your SiriusXM app or mobile device. Bristol's always been a fun race to watch. I'm just so glad that they didn't decide to cover it with dirt this year. So glad. And then after that, we've got the wild card race basically at Talladega. So Talladega is going to be fun. We got to get to Talladega one year, guys. That
That would be
fun
fantastic.
experience. That was a fun experience. But yeah, the Naked Gun. I saw this trailer and I was watching it on TikTok and I was like, what is this? Somebody had a little girl and I'm like, oh, what is this? And as soon as he ripped his face, the mask off and there it was, Liam Neeson. I was like,
So that was fun, the whole time, and I was just kind of a straight face, like in your head, where it's like, this is funny. This is funny.
Yeah.
And then they got to that OJ joke.
The OJ joke.
I
The
lost.
OJ joke was so divisive, and I'm like, they wouldn't. They talked about it. Carson Daly talked about it on the Today Show the next day. The producers would not let them show that part of the trailer.
Oh, bro, I laughed so freaking hard. It was fantastic. That was my favorite part of the entire.
Before I let any of the boys down here, before we go see that in the theater, I'm gonna make them watch both of or all three of the Naked Guns.
Yes. You gotta have some reference. Oh god.
And oh man, just the
That
whole
was
Hermie and the Hermits, that whole music video montage with the body condoms, dude, that was just fucking great.
Oh my god.
He starts talking about like, Priscilla Presley's like, being a cop is a dangerous job. And he's like, I know, that's why I carry a big gun. And she goes, aren't you afraid that's going to go off prematurely? He goes, I used to. And she goes, how did you get that fixed? He goes, I think about baseball. So deadpan. I'm like, man, that is awesome. Like he's sitting there umpiring that game. Umpiring the Angels game with the Queen in attendance. I was just like, that dude, that's so great.
Dude, what's crazy is like that was he was still like, people still hadn't quite gotten used to him being comedic actor, because I know Airplane was his first comedic role.
Surely,
people
absolutely.
still were not quite, but that sold it, man. After that, like that solidified it.
I don't know why, because Police Squad was first. It was back in the 70s.
That's what I'm saying. They still were not.
It was a dramatic show. It was a dramatic TV show. It wasn't supposed to be a comedy.
And I don't believe that one.
No, the Police Squad was a drama back in the day. Yeah, when Robert Zemeckis got his hands on it and turned it into what we have today, it was a complete 180. And what I love is the fact that they just went all out on the campiness for the sequels. You had 2.5 and then 33 and 3, 33 and a third. Yeah. I'm like,
fantastic.
Well, Seth MacFarlane's
he's a producer.
He's into doing Airplane too.
Oh, please don't reboot Airplane.
I mean, you reboot
Airplane alone. Please leave Airplane alone.
There's some things that you just can't.
I'm sorry. It's Seth MacFarlane. He does great stuff.
I don't care. I really don't care. This is not. No. Let me.
You're upset with freaking. You know what? It's still ridiculous that you're upset with Airplane, but you're not upset with Naked Gun.
Because Naked Gun's not a reboot, you jackass.
They could do the same.
No. If you watch the trailer, it's a continuation. That's Frank Drebin Jr.
Still do a continuation with Airplane.
What are they going to do with the Airplane? I mean, what are they going to do?
What more can you do with that?
It could be the son of the main pilot that ended up having a drinking problem. I can't remember his name.
Ted Stryker, you uncultured swine.
God.
It could be like the son or the grandson.
Alien bureaucrats are going to arrest you.
I don't have a single clue what you guys are talking about.
I'm going to educate you real fucking soon.
You gonna learn today.
Taking my wife on a date this weekend. We're going to go see that new Mallory Ramick movie. The Amateur? Yeah, The Amateur. Oh, dude, that looks so good.
It does look actually pretty good.
I'm gonna go see the Minecraft movie this weekend.
Why?
Why not, bro?
Why?
Okay. It's more just to watch it. I'm curious. I'm like, because it's so mixed reviewed. It's insane. The thing the thing I've been seeing the most like
Mhm.
people's complaint about the movie is that Jason Momoa and Jack Black are having tons of fun, and then the other actors seem so bored and like they just don't care.
Now, I have seen some of the Easter eggs that people are putting them on TikTok, like the pig with the crown is actually a nod to a Minecraft streamer who
YouTube.
died a couple of years ago of cancer called Technoblade.
Yeah.
So if you can find the video on TikTok about Technoblade and Minecraft the movie, that's a very cool video, very cool nod that they gave him in the movie. I've already seen the end credit, the end credit scene.
Axis,
Yeah.
Axis Lord.
Yeah.
I'm
They're
still
telling-
not interested in
They're-
it.
they're-
I listen.
you know
I'll-
what's funny to me?
It's
that
it's
the
just going
guy.
to be another emoji movie.
the-
That's what it's going to come down to.
Okay, look, I don't think it can be as bad as the emoji movie.
It will. I'm calling it right now. It will be.
Yeah, but like I feel like at least the Minecraft movie will be enjoyable to watch.
Okay, well let's be fair. Let's be fair to them, guys. We'll go into this with a bated breath. We will wait for your review. So, your birthday episode, you owe us a review of the Minecraft movie.
Okay, I mean I'm expecting it not to be good,
Well, you're not being very open-minded.
but I don't expect it to be awful.
I expect to go into that house and be raped because it looks like a rapey house. But you know,
You up? Yeah,
I.
your opinion, man.
I'm expecting live action Snow White levels of bad.
No. You know
That is
why?
Fully
That-
what I'm expecting.
that's not
No.
that.
Because you know why? Because of how much popularity and how much.
There's going to have to be an incredibly
There's too
insane
much.
amount of fan service.
You know what else was really popular? Aladdin. That was a very popular movie.
Oh, did you hear the
What else
latest
was
about-
another popular movie? The Lion King. Incredibly popular movie. How did those come out?
I think
talking about the
Lilo
live
and Stitch is gonna
action?
make- is
The-
gonna
Yes, the
make-
live
The
action.
the quote unquote live action ones.
I think Lilo
Yeah.
and Stitch is going to be the exception to that rule.
I don't.
I'm not. I'm not keeping. No, I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not. So
Anyways, did
I
you hear the
don't
latest
think
about
so.
that girl that played Snow White?
No, God, no. I
She apparently marched into the Disney executive offices and demanded that they pay her $200 million for her time.
yeah.
yeah.
And they were like,
That's like what they caught. What she cost them.
they're like, bitch, we fired you. You know, I mean, when chat
It's a good
music,
reason.
when chat music is releasing a video talking about people were asking for a refund from the trailer.
Ow.
I mean, I would be very, I would be a very, very, very surprised if Disney put that movie on, Disney Plus for streaming.
I'm. Is
I
it still in
think
the
it already
theater?
is. Oh God, no! It was dropped to the theaters really quickly.
Yeah,
But
you put it on Disney Plus.
in one of the biggest hollerbacks to simpler days and a hearken to awesomeness, Disney is doing something right this summer. On June 5th, we get another 104 days of summer vacation. New season of Phineas and Ferb.
Oh no way!
Yeah. I'm like, yeah, dude. I thought I would have said
But
104 days of summer vacation. I thought you would have been right.
I knew exactly what you. I knew exactly what you meant. I was seeing if like they were picking up on it.
Actually,
but
another good thing they're coming out with. I just watched the trailer for Tron Ares.
Yeah, Tron's going to be good. I'm
Oh,
talking.
you
that
know,
one
it
does
looks
look
it looks better than Legacy.
I enjoyed Legacy.
Yeah.
I
didn't
think
it was that
I
bad.
think
Enjoyed
I
Legacy too, but
no
yeah,
no
Ares
here's
looks like it's going to be fire.
here's what my opinion is on Legacy. I get bored watching that movie. It is not the thing that
It's
is
kind of
the
slow.
the best thing about that movie is the visuals. Besides that, it's so boring. And I'm like, the first movie's plot is so much more interesting.
That Nine Inch Nails is doing the soundtrack for this movie.
Oh yeah.
That was a great.
I mean, when Homeboy turned on that light cycle and cut that cop car in half, I was like, oh.
I was like,
So it's gonna be that
oh
kind of
yeah,
movie.
that's literally the entire
Yeah,
thing of
like-
Tron. Is that you're supposed
like
to be
the programs came over into the real world.
Yeah.
yeah. When he
But
cut
you
the
needed
car,
Legacy to set that up too, though.
Oh yeah,
well,
Yeah.
yeah, but you know,
but apparently,
Like-
No, I'm not saying it's a perfect movie, but
But
I
apparently,
enjoyed it for what it was.
Dr. Doofenshmirtz is going to be evil again. And in the trailer, it was like, you had Major Monogram. He's like, Agent P. Like, we have intelligence reports saying that Dr. Doofenshmirtz is evil again. And then you got the intern Carl. He's like, it's literally on his Instagram post, sir. It says evil again.
I don't know. I remember watching through.
I'm just ready for everything to go boom all over again. It's gonna be great.
I remember watching Tron Legacy and being really disappointed because I was like, the first Tron was so good, and then I remember watching Legacy and being like, this is nothing.
Well, he brought
compared
that
to the
program
first one.
over into the real world, and she like slept in the last scene. So, I mean,
No, I'm saying Legacy.
Yeah.
Like I'm saying,
you talking about the
I-
animated version or the animated series?
what?
Oh no,
Yeah.
that was Uprising.
I'm talking about Tron.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, there was an animated series that set
okay.
up the second movie.
Okay. Well, I didn't see. I'm saying I remember watching Legacy and thinking this holds up nothing compared to the first movie.
Both of them were the first Tron and the second Tron were actually slow.
But
This
the
one was a little
the
bit-
first Tron was so more interesting. Like the plot was so much more interesting.
You want to know what
It-
the biggest complaint on Reddit was for the soundtrack for this new movie? People were bitching because it wasn't Daft Punk.
Well, yeah, I can understand that.
Eh.
And I'm like, come on, man. Just get over it. I mean, Trent Reznor, yeah, he's had a couple of stinkers over the course of his career, but for the most part, Trent Reznor defined music in the 90s.
Yeah.
You do realize that he's already won an Oscar for music in a movie.
I wasn't arguing against Trent Reznor. I was just saying, I just literally said,
I'm saying that he's done like movie soundtracks before.
Yeah.
And people just go up and like, oh my God, I can't believe they're doing 9 Inch Nails for this. Listen, people, honestly, look at the man's MO and all the stuff that he's done, then make something up.
I mean, he wrote Hurt. He recorded Hurt as his own single. And then, he never released it. And he was like, you know what? This would be a good Johnny Cash song. So he pitched it to Johnny Cash because
He even said after he heard Johnny Cash's
Yeah,
version,
he goes, he didn't do a cover of my song. He did a Johnny Cash song.
Yeah, he goes, "This is Johnny Cash's song. This is no longer my song. This belongs to Johnny Cash."
He released Hurt.
Did he release Hurt? Yeah. Okay. Yeah,
Oh,
you're right. You're right. He did. But he pitched it to Johnny Cash anyway. And Johnny
No,
Cash.
Johnny, okay, this is the story of what happened. Johnny Cash asked Trent Reznor to do the song. Trent Reznor was kind of, because it was his baby. He was going through a hard time and everything. He was coming off of the rehab, and that's the reason why he did the song. Johnny Cash asked to do the song. Trent Reznor just tossed it aside the first time he heard it. Second time he heard it, he was kind of all right. And then he saw the music video for it, and then that's when he said, "Oh, this will never be my song ever again." And he cried from his words.
Today's episode of VH1 Behind the Music was brought to you by David Dickerman.
Well, don't get shit wrong.
I'm excited.
You just decided that you finally got something right.
I'm excited for the Thunderbolts movie that's coming out in May.
My God, what's happening?
Eh,
I'm actually kind of excited for it.
And you want to know why? Because Thunderbolts is gonna have one of the coolest Marvel characters, Sentry.
Oh yes.
Who, dude, oh, I'm so excited. Oh,
Have you ever read the actual first comic book of his?
no, but I had
Okay.
my brother explained the character to me in like
It is
like,
all kinds of fucked.
and it's well he was because he showed me a panel of him ripping Ares in half, and I'm like, this guy.
He is OP of OP.
Well, because and it's funny because I'm like, okay, so he can beat Superman. Like this is without question. I mean, because
He kind of beats himself, not into a weird. Okay, let's make a joke out of it. But his actual power set
Yeah.
is part where he is his own villain.
yeah, 'cause he's insane.
Void.
Because he's insane because of the Void telling him to kill everybody.
No, it's not the Void. The Void is like a separate entity. It's a separate personality.
Yeah, but it tells him to kill.
Yeah, that's when you got to read the comics on this. It literally produces a separate entity that is part of him. It doesn't tell him to kill. It just whenever he does the way the first set of the comics were set up, anytime he does good, the Void comes out and starts to attack people, and it changes him physically.
And the Thunderbolts trailer, it looks like instead of it being like the big like monster for Void, it's just like a black shadow, like he's like a
Yeah.
black shadow, which I'm okay with because it looks kind of interesting. And dude, I'm so excited because I'm like the way that people like say Sentry's power like scale wise is like 1,000 exploding suns.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I feel like I'm gonna be nervous the entire time watching that movie.
I still can't wait. I'm honestly can't wait for the new Superman movie to come out too. That looks like it's gonna be fun.
Man, I am. Don't get me wrong, the movies are good, but I hate Superman as a character. I hate that he's strong just
Hank.
for the sake of being strong. He is so no. Hold on. No,
No,
because
That's kind of a
we don't
simplistic-
believe in freedom of speech when it comes to Superman. I'm sorry. There's certain things
no,
you get wrong.
no. Hold on.
That's
no,
an oversimplification.
I want you to think about this. I want you to think how dumb that Superman is because his entire thing is that he's strong just because he can be strong.
He is strong. He derives his powers from the yellow sun.
Yeah.
He's strong just to be strong.
Oh, as opposed to the villains in the DC universe who are strong just because. And some of the
No.
villains and some of the superheroes in the Marvel universe are strong just because.
No, because like as opposed to Superman, where he's just strong.
When he breathes the Kryptonian atmosphere, he's just like you and me. What makes him strong is his cellular structures, his cellular DNA pulls power from the sun.
Yes, and that's
That's the whole reason why Kal-El sent him to Earth.
Sure.
Jor-El. Thank you.
Jor-El.
Thank you. That's the whole reason why Jor-El sent him to Earth. He will be a god among them.
he's strong to be strong.
That is such a cop-out.
That's you could literally say that about any of the. How does that not apply to Thor?
Yeah.
Because the way Thor, okay, listen to me. Thor
He's
also
strong
has
just to be strong.
no.
Yeah.
Thor is also just a more better character overall because he has so much more like character than Superman.
Yes, which is why Odin took the power of the hammer away from him for a time period.
Yes, and
Both in
then
the movie, both in the cinematic universe and the story arcs in
Yes.
the comic books.
and then Thor learned and
Yeah, He
improved.
learned.
So did Kal-El.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What
have
is-
you not watched?
Literally the exact same thing happened to him. He lost his powers and he learned from that.
Superman
Is it
2.
not?
That's what I'm saying.
The point is that I'm saying that Superman is such a like dumb character that's like it's almost like the
You know
same
what?
reason.
Sir? You are anti-Semitic. You know why? Because Superman was created by two Jewish gentlemen.
Yes.
Ooh.
Israel too?
Suppose you love Captain
words mean
Palestine,
nothing.
right? Is that what that is?
Your words mean nothing to me.
Hey, quick question.
I
Oh,
also
man.
really hate the no kill rule with Batman. I think it is the stupidest thing ever.
But you're okay with it on Spider-Man?
But
Yes.
yes, I am, because you know
And
why?
Daredevil?
No, yeah, Daredevil has not killed yet, in the show.
And you're okay with that? He has a
Yes.
no-kill policy.
Yeah.
No,
How is it different than Batman?
no, I think that I think every superhero with a no kill rule is stupid. Not the superhero itself, but the rule. The rule. I think the rule itself is stupid.
Well, if you go through life as a superhero and you don't have an arch nemesis because you've killed him, what is the purpose of your existence?
This is true. I mean,
Yeah.
you're
What's the purpose?
no,
What's
because-
the
no,
no
no,
no
no, hold
no
on,
no
hold
no
on.
no 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 no
No,
no.
because
What's the purpose of
if you kill as a superhero and you gain subservience and obedience from the bad guy's side through fear, you are nothing more than a glorified terrorist.
or Punisher.
Yes, and that's one of the reasons why I love Punisher. Is that he?
See, I knew it. You just say you like.
I think no. I think Punisher is correct on the reason why he
Punisher,
kills.
but Frank Castle doesn't want to do the things that he does.
That's why I'm saying I think fine. I think that there is a chance of rehabilitation the first go around. But if the villain continuously does bad and kills people, then there needs to be a time where the killing Superman kills when it is needed.
Why are you yelling?
Because it is
I
such
thought we were in a
stu-
friendly environment.
It
Right?
is such
This
a
snake
dumb.
face.
It is such a
What?
stupid rule because, okay, hear me out. Joker. He has killed how many people, and Batman lets him just live?
Because Batman's train of thought.
I also hate the way.
Hey,
No,
ceasefire. Batman's train of thought is that if he kills like these other villains do, that makes him no better. He is standing on a moral high ground.
I think that's no.
He's not saying
the
he's
reason-
right.
No,
He's
no,
just
no. The reason, no,
explaining
the
his
reason,
thinking.
no,
He
the
looks at the
reason.
world through a black and white prism.
No,
of
no, no, no,
morality.
no. The reason why Batman doesn't kill is because he thinks if he kills, that he won't be able to come back from that, and he'll continue killing. Even though somebody who can just block out God level telepathy can't control himself if he kills one person.
Actually, if you watch, what was it? Red Hood. That's the easiest way to explain what he's talking about. If you watch Red Hood, it's actually part of the storyline of that Batman Red Hood.
But Batman's aversion to killing is based solely on that scale of black and white morality. That's it. That's all it ever was. Yes, he operates mostly at night in the shadows. It's part of the whole scare tactic, psyop thing that he's got going on. Okay. And the bad guys know that they know that he's not going to break that rule. And they push it and push it and push it. But you want to know the beautiful thing about it is that the way that the character is written, he doesn't need to kill in order to succeed. Now, whether or not the justice system within the DC universe, specifically the city and state that Gotham is, included, it's inept, 100%. Look at all look at all of the lore and look at all of the backstory behind Arkham. Everything that goes on it's massively corrupt. But he operates within the system. Yes, he is a vigilante, and so technically he's outside the law. But he doesn't violate. He doesn't break the law for breaking the law's sake. And the one thing that he refuses to do is kill. Now, there are some story arcs where Batman has killed, but that's not the overall reach of the character. At its core, Batman is a vengeful character who operates within the realm of morality. And because Batman does not have superpowers like the rest of us, and he's forced to rely on tech and his own detective skills, his adherence to that rule of morality is what made him and has made him so appealing over the last, 75 years now going on? Something like that?
Oh, God.
No, it's 85.
Oh, it's 85. Yeah, it's 85 years.
It's coming up to 90.
Yeah. So, yeah, almost 90 years. And that is because he refuses to kill. They designed him that way on purpose to make him more relatable to everyday man. Because you've got this world full of superheroes that are from other planets or have experienced industrial accidents or whatever their backstory is. But then you've got Bruce Wayne. His parents were killed and he was an orphan for a majority of his life. And now he wants to take that anger out on the crime of Gotham City. And he does it within a very strict code of morality.
I'm saying that my opinion on the no-kill rule is that fine, the first go around, and this is where Daredevil comes in, is where Daredevil, what he wants is he wants the judicial system to put them away and then they get rehabilitated. But if said person continues to do a crime and it gets to the point where they are going to like constantly kill people, that there's a certain line that needs to be crossed. Superman kills when he deems it necessary. And Frank Castle's his whole thing is that he kills people that did wrong.
Because Frank Castle came from a background of military combat. He was a Marine. That is what they do. That is what they do. Marines, by definition, are violent creatures.
When he broke, he went back to what he knew best.
Yeah, when he broke, he went back to his training. And he was exceedingly good at it. And if you look at the way that the Frank Castle character is written, not so much portrayed, but as it's written, he's constantly fighting with that darkness, constantly fighting with that with those demons. And during the I think it was the first season of the Netflix Punisher series, he had to like sneak into an army base.
Wait,
hold
on. But don't hold on.
Okay, all right. So I'm not going to spoil it. But he follows a certain rule of code of ethics too. Okay,
He's not an indiscriminate killer.
he's not a sociopath.
Yeah, he doesn't kill cops. He doesn't kill families. He just kills.
He kills with purpose.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, is that I think the no-kill rule is dumb when there is...
The no-kill rule serves only nothing more than to remind the readers of the morality.
And he's not saying that one is better than the other. It's just that is the way that particular character is dealing with his morality.
Yes, but
In the
I
same
think
sense, they both have the same morality and the same black and white view of the world. It's just that they're choosing how they choose to react to that black and white view of the world is polar opposite.
I'm saying my opinion on the no kill rule is that it is dumb because what good is it to have a villain when you have nobody left to protect because that villain killed everybody?
Okay. Here's something in the DC realm that I find really good. They had a short run miniseries called The Joker. It was basically Jim Gordon going after the Joker for a big name company. And the first part of the issue was his time in Chicago. And his superior officer was telling him drunkenly at the bar, he's like, I went up against this one guy. We didn't know how bad he was. He was an abusive husband and everything. And then he got back out and he killed his wife. If you ever come face to face with a person that's pure unadulterated evil and you know it, you know what you do? You aim for the head. And that's how it started. So it just it rambled on a lot darker. Mind you, it's still the Batman universe, but Jim Gordon, he almost killed the Joker and got rid of him in that instance. Batman has totally different moralities because he literally is a criminal in the eyes of the law, but he won't kill because he believes in redemption, and also it's part of his arc because he's seen what killing does.
I'm not necessarily saying like your typical like Rook. I'm talking about the big villains where those need to be dealt with because they cause so much damage to everything around them and they kill so many people that it's like, what good is protecting a city when you don't have a city left?
Here's another thing. One, it's in this weird world called fiction, and it's supposed to entertain. And they put guidelines on these characters so you have a base feeling, good or bad.
But
That's
once we moved past the comic book authority seal days, David, the story arcs and the way that the characters were designed, structured, and written took on a whole new purpose.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. But they also designed different style characters and different story arcs. I mean, look at Spawn. Spawn's a really good a basis. It's an anti-hero. They spawned the anti-hero in the 70s, and people started liking it. Now you have a hero, anti-hero, and villain. And sometimes you have like a villain that it's complicated.
Poison Ivy.
Doctor Doom's one of them.
Yeah. But
Dr.
the only
Doom-
reason why Doctor Doom is evil is because Reed is good.
Yeah. But like the story arc right now is Doctor Doom is taking over the Marvel universe.
Because in one instance there was a time where Doctor Doom gave his entire country free Wi-Fi.
Look at the new Doctor Doom series. I'll send you a link right now. Well, I'll send it to Johnny so you can send it to you. But it's actually a good read. Let me see what was the latest issue.
I'm saying is that I think that it's dumb that Batman or like a bunch of like the no kill rule superheroes will not cross that line when it is deemed necessary because of their morals. Because when because there is a certain point where that decision needs to be made, which is like why Superman, when deemed necessary, he will kill.
But I think the point that they're trying to make with that is that once you make that decision and you make that justification the first time, it will get easier and easier every single time until at what
And on
point
that-
do
and
you
on-
not make that because of expediency? Then
And
you
on
start
that-
choosing that
Yeah.
because it's easy.
And on that note, that is one of the reasons why I'm like Batman, a character who is like one of his entire things is that he has an excellent mind that can block out god level telepathy. He can block out Martian Manhunter's telepathy. And you're telling me that that same guy would just not be able to control himself?
It's because you're fighting your own brain. Like I don't know that
Okay,
to me
so
is how I'm saying
case
that.
point. You look at a lot of combat vets that come home from, that were coming home from Iraq, Afghanistan, even going back as far as Vietnam. That's what they did every day.
Yes.
Right?
You are fighting that darkness.
You fight, yeah, because they made that decision downrange. They got proficient at it. Then they came home and the chaos was not there. Okay. They created a lot of their own chaos, injected it into their life just so that they would feel at home. Okay. That's where morality plays a huge part in the human experience. Being able to discern the difference between right and wrong, and having the mindset and having the forethought to consciously make the decision as to which path you're going to go down. So, it's not as black and white and as easy as it seems that it is in the comic books, but the comic books are designed to give people distraction, designed to give people hope. And the character arc of Batman having the no-kill rule, people like Daredevil having the no-kill rule, it's almost like a
But Daredevil.
let me finish. Let me finish my train of thought. It allows people to maintain kind of that air of purity amidst the chaos, if that makes any sense. Yes, that by nature they are violent characters, but the fact that they refuse to cross that line should speak volumes, because there's just some places where you can't go, and that's for a reason. Now, whether it's the characters are written for that way, where they can't go because they don't want to deal with the darkness or whatever, but here in the real world, you've got your legality, you've got your morality, and then for the people that have done it before, when they cross that line again, they choose to make that decision to end another human being's life. They don't come back from it. They don't come back from it at all. And they have to work very hard to be peaceful.
Never changes.
In the Daredevil show, there was a certain point where Matt decided was like, my way is not working, and it's time to change. Because in season 2, things got so bad that he came to Punisher and he was like, "You're right, dude. Like, we're gonna have to do your way this once." And the only reason why he didn't end up doing that way was because, like, I forget what it was. Season 2 is probably the weakest out of the entire show.
Season 3.
No, I think it's season 2 just because if it was all the Punisher, then it would probably be the best season. But with all the Hand and the Elektra stuff leading up to Defenders, it was... The Frank Castle stuff was the best part of season 2.
Because you like Frank Castle.
No, the Punisher stuff was the best part of season 2, and the Elektra stuff with the hand. I did. Oh, dude! Every time she was on the screen, I got mad. I'm like, I don't care for this woman.
Well, all that aside, um, you know, we can joke all day long, and it's like, speak heresy and blaspheme the name of Superman, but
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Here's one last note.
I like. I'm not.
simply
I
due to-
said
no,
I like the movie. I like the
simply
movie. I
due to
like
the
this.
fact- No, hold on. Due to the fact that I am trying to be a better example for you as your father, I'm not going to sit there and roll on some of the stuff that you like and call it stupid.
No,
I'm
I'm
going to
not
respect your
saying
opinion.
that.
I'm going to respect your opinion.
I like the superhero movies. I'm saying overall, the concept of Superman is a little dumb.
Okay, fine. I'll be willing to concede to your point that an orphan child sent to us from a faraway, distant planet that was on the verge of being destroyed, only to forego the opportunity to become a demigod amongst mere mortals, instead using his powers for the betterment of society. Truth, justice, and the American way. Yes, totally a dumb idea. Absolutely.
They brought back Daredevil.
I believe that was sarcasm. I could be wrong.
I think you're right. I think it was sarcasm. That's why my stuff, motherfucker. I'm gonna kick his ass.
Uh-oh. David's going to cross over. He's going to give into the darkness.
No, my dad messed with my fucking soundboard. I was wondering why it was really low, and it was like halfway to where it is right now.
It's
I'm
got
like-
nothing to do with you being in a corner this week.
No, it doesn't have anything to do with it in the fucking corner.
Is his soundboard lowered with him?
Anyways, they brought back Dire Wolves.
I saw that.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah. I think at some point the superhero movie theme thing, dude.
I knew it was getting over punched because they were putting one out. Disney's throttled it back. They're only producing 2 Marvel movies a year. But
I know. I'm
like they were like,
Well-
"Oh, this is popular. It makes billions of dollars. We're gonna throw this out." It was oversaturated. And I knew they
Well,
were-
yeah, but now they're taking their time with each movie
yeah.
and really working on them, and they're not. I'm not gonna say perfecting, but they are molding the superhero like
No, they're doing what
category.
they're doing.
They're molding the superhero category back in what it was what it used to be,
Yeah.
if not a little better. Because especially because I'm doing a marathon with my brothers where we watch all the MCU movies and we rank them. And going back watching these older movies, and I'm like, these are a lot better than I remember them being. Because we started with Iron Man 1, because that was the first one that came out. After watching that again, I'm like, this movie is really good. Like, this is better than almost like a chunk of the Marvel movies.
Well, that's what hit it off. Another thing was I was like,
I
I have a
also
problem with the Thor movie.
yeah okay yeah I
Couldn't get into it.
after rewatching the first Thor
That's
movie,
so funny, Johnny.
after watching the first Thor movie again, I realized this movie's a little bit boring.
Yeah.
I was like, this is not as entertaining as like I don't know. It just felt like lacking in like I don't know, it felt like it was really boring.
They tried to do that's another thing that kind of gets me pissed off. They take a little bit of a storyline that's really, really, really good in the comics, and then they try to make it in a movie. Joker's one of the biggest ones. Joker was a piece of crap compared to the actual Killing Joke. The Killing Joke was so good.
Then they
But they're
make
like-
it equal into a musical.
Because right now I have Iron Man at number 1 because we've watched 7 movies so far, and after that it's Iron Man 3, Captain America: The First Avenger, The Avengers, Iron Man 2, Thor, and Incredible Hulk. And the only reason why Captain America is above the Avengers is because I was looking at it and I'm like, the quality of Captain America: The First Avenger is a little bit better than the Avengers.
Mm.
Because I feel like the Avengers is more filled with comedy than anything.
Because it's Joss Whedon.
Yeah.
I don't know, and I don't know. I felt like that Captain America was just a little bit of a better movie than the Avengers, but it was like real close.
I think Johnny messed up his soundboard again
Oh,
because when he talked, it was very, very low. And I don't know, but in other hindsight of that, start looking up a lot of the DC movies in those time frames. I'm so glad that you have that time.
You said Josh Whedon, it reminded me that I found my Jane hat.
Nice.
Because, you know, walking down the street, you see a man that wears a hat like that. And
I think we should land.
Hero again.
Let's go ahead and land this plane, buddy.
but, I like the hat my mom made this hat.
Cunning, don't you think?
Yes. Okay. Well, with that being said, we're gonna skitter off and we're gonna find work. We don't care much what it is. But yeah. This has been episode 206. Next week, remember, we need everybody showing up and showing out in the comment section, wishing this dude right down here a very glorious happy birthday. 16. Jesus, I feel old.
I
Um,
don't.
What?
I don't know. I'm not like. I'm just like, oh, hey, it's my birthday.
You know, honestly, at this point in my life, the only reason why I'm like even remotely looking forward to my birthday is because I get free shit.
Yeah, I mean, even then, I'm just like, all right. I mean, cool.
Wake me up here, happy birthday, and then go away.
Yeah,
I
I mean,
don't need
But,
the perfect circumstance.
it's like every adult around me is like, oh, you're turning 16. I'm like, oh, cool. I mean,
Well, that's because for the adults, dude, it's a big deal.
yeah,
Well,
I know.
two more years, and you'll be voting.
Yeah, you'll be voting.
Hopefully for the
And I'm doing my best to educate you well enough to make a very informed decision with your first presidential election.
I mean, I know. All I know is Trump good, and that's it. I don't know a lot about politics.
See, that's why I've got 2 years to teach you. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, boys, girls, angry, faithful of all ages. Finally, we are ending this episode.
Somebody in the room.
Huh? What?
Somebody
No.
in the room.
No, I'm in here by myself.
Oh, you looked like you were looking at somebody.
I was looking up and I was talking in the third person, and then I looked at you. And I
It's
get the
called a
eyebrow.
stick.
Yeah.
And he was doing it very well.
Yeah.
But continue.
Thanks for fucking up the wet dream there, kid. Good God.
No, okay, you're welcome.
Anyways, I would say that you've been enlightened. I would say that you've become indentured. You're damn sure privy. And in the immortal words of the late lesbian pirate Bearded Clam, scissor me timbers. R. Go the fuck home.